All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final game of an unforgettable week here in Port Harcourt. The last game of the final 8 here in the city of Port Harcourt. It's been 7 days of basketball action. The best 8 teams in Nigeria, partly here in the city of Port Harcourt, for a top 4 finish. The atmosphere here inside the indoor sport hall is electric. You can see the home fans, seated, ready to cheer for their team. And we are ready for one last showdown. The defending champions, Rivers Hoopers, taking on the resilient KWARA Falcons to close out the 2025 NBBF Men's Premier League Final 8. The top 4 teams here will come back to the city of Port Harcourt for the Final 4. For the Rivers Hoopers, it's been an incredible run. Coach Ogodaudu, fresh off being named best coach in Africa at the bar last year, has built a team that plays with purpose and precision. They have gone unbeaten in the league. They have gone unbeaten in this league for 2 straight seasons. A symbol of consistency, culture, and class. And even with, you can see their star guard, Kevin Amayo, on the floor. And the new import, the new fan sensation, Isaiah Williams. Earlier on, I had a conversation with the Hoopers fans. They told me they came to the building to watch Isaiah Williams. You can see Malik Miller on the floor for Rivers Hoopers. Sonny Samuel was with Rivers Hoopers at the bar early this year. And Duro. These are the 5 on the floor for Rivers Hoopers. For the KWARA Falcons, we have Chinedu Precious, Otono Emmanuel, Goswe Akunebi, and their leading scorer for the Falcons, Amayo connecting on the 2. The leading scorer for KWARA Falcons, Babatunde Abdulsamad on the floor. You can see Ike Uzuna, Babatunde goes up and connects. The leading scorer for the KWARA Falcons team connects on the 3 to give them a 1-point lead. Amayo bringing down the ball. Amayo driving. Amayo can't finish. Otono with the rebound on the other end. The leading scorer for the Falcons, Babatunde Abdulsamad, finishes, giving KWARA Falcons an early 3-point lead. So far, it's been 3 minutes of basketball action here in the final game. You can see Rivers Hoopers looking to establish dominance on their home floor. The only loss Hoopers have had in the last 2 seasons was a loss against the Lagos Legend here in the final 8. And now the new record will be Hoopers are yet to lose back-to-back games. And let's see how that will continue when we resume for the Final 4. The top 8 teams battled here, and the top 4 teams will come back to battle as Amayo looking to drive. Amayo gets in to Malik. Malik goes up, draws the foul and scores. And Malik will head to the free throw line with a chance to tie the game for the Rivers Hoopers. Under 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. It's been incredible 7 days of basketball action. And One Sport TV brought to you all the actions. A big shout out to Weber Hoops, one of our official broadcast sponsors, as Chinedu Precious bringing the ball down, gets it to Gosway to Otuno in the middle. Otuno being guarded by Sani, gets the ball to Precious shoots, missing. And the rebound gets into the hands of Amayo. Kelvin Amayo bringing down the ball. Amayo gets to the middle. Amayo looking for a foul, but no call by the referees. Let's look at the referees for this game. The crew chief for this game is Fatima Yaya, a FIBA referee. One of the FIBA referees will have Precious driving. Precious can't finish. Rebound Amayo. Amayo looking to be aggressive in this game, bringing down the ball for the Hoopers. Also, the referees for the game, Oseni Ayegbegbe and Joseph Patrick. These are your three referees for the game. Isaiah will look to inbound. Isaiah, a fine player. Isaiah Williams is averaging 13.5 points so far in the final 8. Yesterday he had 19 points against Now University. Duro, inbound to Malik. Malik to Isaiah. Isaiah. We're yet to see Isaiah connect here in the first. And now Isaiah in the corner. Missing. A rare miss by Isaiah, but Isaiah connects again. No. Missing. And you can see the fans waiting for Isaiah Williams. You can see the fans in the gym. Many of the fans came to see Isaiah Williams play. As Sani will bring down the rebound. Amayo has the ball. Amayo looking to get to the paint. Gets the ball to Isaiah. Isaiah driving. Malik couldn't handle the ball. Falcons on the other end. Babatunde tried to connect back to Goswell, a turnover. Amayo inbounds to Isaiah. Isaiah bringing the ball down for Rivers Hoopers. Gets the ball to Malik. Malik back to Isaiah. Isaiah to Sani Samuel. Sani to Duro. Malik wants the ball in the middle. Malik has the ball. Backing down Ike Zuna. Back to Sani. And Sani will miss. Precious on the ball for KWARA Falcons. Gets the ball to Babatunde. Precious shoots. Connects on the 3 over Malik Miller. And KWARA Falcons with a 4-point lead. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter as Duro shoots on the other end, missing. Malik with the rebound, back to Sani. Sani drives, spins, draws the foul. Sani will head to the free throw line. And you can hear the fans of Rivers Hoopers in the building cheering for their home team, the back-to-back champions, as they look to close the final 8 here in the city of Port Harcourt. It's been 7 days of basketball action here in Port Harcourt. We have seen overtime games, Lagos legend beating the Rivers Hoopers for the first time in 2 years. We saw an overtime game between Boko City Chiefs and Rivers Hoopers. Aroko Tom driving. Aroko is fouled by Sani Samuel. Arokoton will head to the free throw line. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. KWARA Falcons holding on to a 4-point lead. Under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. KWARA Falcons holding on to a 3-point lead. Timeout, both teams looking to talk things out. It's the final 8, brought to you by One Sport TV. One Sport TV brought to you all the actions here in the final 8, and we are down to the final game. It's been 7 amazing days of basketball. The top 4 teams will come back to battle in the final 4. 4 teams back here in the city of Port Harcourt. 1 team will be crowned league champion. League champions will go on to represent Nigeria at the Basketball Africa League early next year. Let's look at the stat sheet for the first quarter. Chile the pressure, 7 points for KWARA Falcons. Their leading scorer, Babatunde Abdulsamad, 5 points. Babatunde Abdulsamad is averaging 13.5 points so far. He had 20-point games. He had about double 20-point games. Falade on the floor for KWARA Falcons. Adeloye missing. Peter Lesemeka can't get the rebound. Otunu goes up missing. And Peter Lesemeka will secure the ball as Tilo, that's Victor Sunday, will bring the ball down. Sunday looking to push. Gets it to Musti. Musti, shoot 3, connects. Tie game early in the second quarter. Mustafa Oyebanje knocked down the game 10-3 that took the game to overtime when Rivers Hoopers played Boko City Chiefs, as Idoga Johnny Walker pushing the ball down. And now the ball in the hands of Tilo. Olisameka wants the ball in the post. Olisameka has the ball, being guarded by Ruko Tom. Olisameka turns, connects, foul is scored. Olisameka will head to the free throw line for one more shot. Two minutes into the second quarter, Olisameka giving Rivers Hoopers a 3-point lead as Adeloye bringing the ball down for KWARA Falcons. Let's look at the 8 teams that were here in Port Harcourt. The top 8 teams in the country. We had Hoops and Reed, Kano Pillars, Now University, Nigerian Customs, Boko City Chiefs, Lagos Legends, under new ownership of Marktown Flyers. And on the floor, KWARA Falcons. And the host team, Rivers, as Aroko Tom connects for 2 to bring the lead within 1. Tilo on the ball for KWARA Falcons. Sorry, on the ball for Rivers Hoopers. Gets the ball to Musti. Musti to Buchi. Buchi backing down Aroko. Goes up. Connects. On a good jumper. And now the lead is up to 3. Otuna on the other end. Goes up missing. Buchi with the rebound. Over to Tilo. Tilo gets a high pick by Peter Olesemeka. Buchi shot fake. Buchi turns. Buchi back to Tilo. Tilo shoots a 3. Missing. Daniel Falade with the rebound. Over to Adeloye. Adeloye bringing the ball down. Gets the ball to, oh, what a pass by Adeloye to Aroko Tom. And Tom will flush it down. Cutting the lead to 1. 7 minutes left here in the second quarter to end the final 8. KWARA Falcons, Tilo connects. KWARA Falcons are yet to win a game here in the final 8. Rivers Hoopers lost only a game to the Lagos Legends. The top 4 teams will come back to battle here in the city of Port Harcourt in the final 4. And right now, your top 4 teams, Rivers Hoopers sit in second, Lagos Legends take the number 1 spot. Whatever outcome this game has, Lagos Legends sits at number 1 as they have the head-to-head advantage over Rivers Hoopers. In third, Boko City Chiefs and Nigerian Custom, who had a bad start to the final 8, are back as the top 4 team. Babatunde on the ball. 4 seconds on the clock. Adeloye shooting, missing. Olesemeka with the rebound. Idoga pushing the ball down. Idoga driving. Offensive foul called as Adeloye drew the charge on Idoga. Under 6 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Rivers Hoopers up by 3. And joining me here is Patrick Abba. Patrick Abba for Lagos Legends, who used to play for Rivers Hoopers. They won a championship together last season. Patrick Abba was with Rivers Hoopers at the Basketball Africa League early this year, and is back to Port Harcourt with Lagos Legends. Patrick Abba, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, so Patrick, we like to know your experience in the Basketball African League. Share that experience with the fans.
Well, it was a very nice one, a very tough one, even though we didn't really have enough time to play. But watching from the sideline, it was very good for me too.
Yeah, so Patrick, how was it like playing against your former team? How was it like playing against your former team, Rivers Hoopers?
Wow. It was just like a normal basketball game. We just came out, did what we could do to win the game, and nothing much.
And your team, Lagos Legends, you guys gave Rivers Hoopers their first loss in 2 years. How does that feel for you and your team?
Well, It was very fun. It was nice doing it, and I was happy that I was the one who delivered their first loss to them in 2 years.
Yeah, you've been fantastic. You have been invited to the national team camp. You were invited earlier this year. You know, you're one of the best forward that we have in the league. So, what has been, keeping you going as a young player in the league? You know, what has been your motivation?
Well, firstly, I would say my dreams are not just being in Nigeria. I look forward to leaving the country. So I keep on pushing every day, looking for how to get better and developing my skill, both shooting, attacking, and everything I can do mentally and physically.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Final Four. You know, your team is the top team right now in Nigeria. You guys are the number one team. Coming into the Final Four, you guys are going to be playing against three top teams as well. You know, so what are the expectations? You know, what are the fans? What will you say to the fans who will be looking forward to the Final Four?
Well, I really can't say much about that now, but I just believe you guys should keep up to see a good fight from us.
All right, thank you so much, Patrick Abba.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter, Rivers Hoopers up by 2. And you guys heard from Patrick Abba, a fine young player, used to play for Rivers Hoopers, now with the Lagos Legends. A lot of fans in the building for Rivers Hoopers, cheering for their home team. As Buchi connects for 2, giving Rivers Hoopers a 4-point lead. Under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Akunibi on the ball. Gets the ball to Aroko Tom. Aroko, no, lost the ball to Buchi. Buchi, a very physical player. On the other end, Amayo going up. Gets the ball to Olisameka. And Olisameka with a reverse dunk. No, a 360 dunk. And you can hear the fans as Chinedu drawing foul on the other end for KWARA Falcons. And Chinedu will head to the line. Under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter, Rivers Hoopers holding on to a 6-point lead. Gosby gets the ball to Ike to Faladay. Faladay shoots, missing. Peter Olisameka with the rebound. Gets the ball to Tilo to Amayo turns. Amayo gets the ball to Buchi missing. On the other end, Gosby driving, gets the ball to Faladay. Faladay donkey will miss. Amayo, quick transition pass to Mosti. And Mosti will connect for a 3. And now the lead is back to 9. And you can hear the fans in the building cheering for the home team. It's Nigerian basketball at its best. Here in the Final 8, the last game of the Final 8, brought to you by One Sport TV. And now Isaiah Williams on the floor for Rivers Hoopers. And now you can hear the crowd. They love Isaiah Williams. They can't wait for Isaiah Williams to connect. Just pay attention to when Isaiah Williams will score a three-point shot right here in this building. The fans are waiting. Isaiah on the floor for Rivers Hoopers. Gosway, drive to the middle, draws the foul. Gosway will head to the free throw line for two. Under 2 minutes of game action here in the second quarter. Rivers Hoopers up by 9 as Gosway Akunebi heads to the free throw line for two. Gosway connects on the first free throw. Missing the second free throw, rebound Buchi. 1 minute left here in the second quarter. Hoopers up by 8. Buchi on the ball, bringing the ball down for Rivers Hoopers. Buchi gets the ball to Musti. Musti tried finding Isaiah. The ball back, and Malik will shoot. Missing. Isaiah has the ball. The fans are waiting. Isaiah gets the ball to Malik. Malik in the pen, back to Buchi. Buchi going up is fouled by Chinedu. Chinedu Precious. Buchi will head to the free throw line. Under a minute to play here in the second quarter. The score line, Rivers Hoopers 40, KWARA Falcons 32. You can hear the crowd drumming, cheering for the home team, the back-to-back champions, Rivers Hoopers. First team to get a win at the bar for the country Nigeria. First team to get to the quarterfinals. First team to finish third, Coach Ogo, the coach of Rivers Hoopers. Best coach in Africa last year. 30 seconds left here in the second quarter as Amayu will look to run down the clock. Amayu gets the ball to Miller. Miller connects for three, and you can hear the crowd. The crowd has been waiting for this moment as the clock is out, and we're done with the first half of this game with an Isaiah Williams 3. And the fans will have to wait for the second half. And when this game resumes, it's going to be Rivers Hoopers 45, KWARA Falcons 34. We are back for the second half of basketball here in the city of Port Harcourt. Rivers Hoopers going up against KWARA Falcons in the last game of the Final 8. And one of the analysts for One Sport TV for Inside the Final 8, Habib. Habib is here with me. Habib, you're welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me, Kato. I missed this so much, Kato. I missed this so much, but it was just important for me to be on the floor with my team, Marktown Flyers. Oh, this has been so interesting in the Finals 8 in Port Harcourt here. And I must say, I mean, it's been very electrifying. I mean, there was no way I could combine both coaching and coming to run this commentary, but trust me, I miss you. I miss doing this, Kato. Yeah. So what do we have here? We have Royal Hoopers and KWARA Falcons. Of course, it promises to be a very great game. The young guys on KWARA Falcons, they're going to look to want to cause some kind of upset, but of course, you expect Royal Hoopers to hold their own. But let's see how it goes. That's a 3 from Chinedu Precious. Chinedu Precious has been the guy carrying Falcons all the way up to this point. He's a very promising young man. He plays so much. Most of their offenses go around him, and he's been delivering. You know, fair enough, he's been delivering. But let's see how this goes.
Oh, Duro missing a 3. Thank you so much, Habib, for joining me. All Final 8 long, I've been on an island. You know, it's just been me, but it's good to have you here. The scoreline is Rivers Hoopers 47, KWARA Falcons 37. Now, Habib, your team, Lagos Legends, you guys are the top team right now in Nigeria. Please, can you tell me about your experience so far with your team, you know, in the Final 8?
I feel so blessed to be part of such a great team, such a great management of Marktown Flyers. The owner, Manasseh Achi, such a great guy, you know, such a great guy. He has a passion for the game, and he has vision for the young guys in the country. So, I mean, one of the primary reasons why he's doing this is to see how guys can live, can dream, you know, and be successful in basketball. And also, like I said, it's been a very great feeling, you know, being part of such a great team, great players, good atmosphere. Now we're top of the table. One thing I can tell you, Kato, is that we did everything possible. Everything humanly possible to make sure we have a good outing in Final 8 here. The team has had a very good run in the build up to Final 8. We didn't want to rely on that. We didn't want to rest on our oars. We knew that was going to be a different challenge right there in Final 8 because we're going to be playing teams we've never played before. You know, during the group stage, we found out that most of the teams were not really prepared and all that, but we made sure that we stay focused coming into Final 8. And like I said, we did everything humanly possible to make sure we have a good outing. And thank God for the result. It came out well.
Okay, so Habib, you know, on the floor right now is Rivers Hoopers. Hoopers are going to be one of you guys' biggest opponents in the Final 4. So is Boko City Chiefs. How do you guys look to match up, you know, these teams when we get back here for the Final 4?
Okay, so basketball is a game of chemistry and momentum, you know. Even after our 4th game while we qualify, we thought about it that there was no point for us to just relax and say we'll qualify, because the goal is not to qualify from Final 8 to Final 4. The goal is to win the championship. So we kept the chemistry alive. You can see from our last game how we played very well. We played with so much energy and focus and determination. And so, I mean, we have everything in check. I can't speak so much now because I have some of our team secrets to keep, you know. But what I'm going to tell you is that we're not going to take anybody for granted. We're going to respect any opponent that will come across, and we're going to play basketball the right way, hoping that we can claim the championship.
Okay, so before we get back to the game, so let's talk about the media this year, what One Sport TV is doing and how it's going to impact the league. So take us through what One Sport TV is doing and how it impacts the league this year.
So One Sport TV is that blessing we've been waiting for all year long. You know, when One Sport TV started, you and I have a discussion. We had a discussion. I thought it was just going to be one of those guys that will come, show some flashes of brilliance, then disappear into the thin air. But trust me, you've been doing a very great job. One Sport TV will be one of the reasons why basketball will succeed in Nigeria, because the coverage and everything. And somehow I did my kind of survey, and I found out that almost everybody is watching from One Sport TV. Almost everybody is watching from One Sport TV. And trust me, you're being heard. You're giving people what they want to see in terms of coverage and the media coverage and everything, and it's been wonderful. It's been great. Kudos to all the team behind One Sport, Team Mark, Teresa, Philip Braid, Kato, you yourself, you're doing a great job, and all the other guys. I say thank you very much. This is what we've been waiting for.
Okay, so talking about the guys behind One Sport, we have Peace Abdusalam, who has been helping us on the scoreboard. That's the media manager for One Sport. He has been great. It's been 7 days here. We have Danjuma, another great guy. And so to come, Nigerians will meet the owner of One Sport TV. I know everybody has been guessing, asking who owns One Sport TV. We'll get to that soon. Back to the game. Rivers Hoopers holding on to a 5-point lead here in the city of HARCOURT. Rivers Hoopers, KWARA Falcons. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Timeout has been called. Both coaches will be looking to talk to their team. So back to you, Habib. As we're in the timeout, there's been a lot of talk about officiating, a lot. So, we don't want to talk down our league. All we want to do is, see how we can talk better about our league. But, as a coach, what's your observation about the officiating so far?
Kato, trust me, it's going to get better. Things are looking good, and I want to believe that the guys in charge of the league and all stakeholders will review some of the games and see how they can correct some of the mistakes. In terms of officiating, it's been okay, it's been fair, it's been very good, it's been okay. I didn't see much of lots of concentration that I see from games, smaller games around, and that's because a lot of referees were deployed here, so some referees were not overworked. That I appreciate so much, because when referees get overworked, they really want to see the game through quickly. They're tired, they're officiating through fatigue and all of that, and that's one thing I commend NBBF for, deploying a good number of referees there, allowing referees to just take one game per day, at most 2 games per day, so that way we can have better officiating. But like I said, it can only get better, but kudos to everybody. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, so still talking about officiating, it looks like only one team, Boko City Chiefs, have been complaining about officiating. So are we going to say that it's just a Boko City Chiefs thing, or are all the teams here complaining about the officiating?
Kato, I don't know about the complaints you talk about a particular team making complaints, but trust me, every team that has made it to the final 8 must have had they have a lot of investment into this, right? And they have a team that they work with. So if they see anything wrong with their team, they either go to come out for clarification. Do you understand? And I think that's what they're doing. I won't call it complaint. They just want to seek clarification. They want to see so that this thing doesn't happen next time. The Boko City Chiefs that are making this complaint, they were some of the favorites to qualify for Final Four, and they knew they were going to qualify. They were on a good run, So them making all this complaint is not because they're trying to they feel like they just want to talk, but they're trying to see how things can get better. They want to review it, and trust me, there's no way they won't have 1 or 2 things that they are right about. So it's now left for the team management to look into it and make sure that there's no future occurrence. So it's fine. It's a lot of investment into this, and I feel that whatever they are doing, they're trying to protect their own interests too.
Amayo dogs for Rivers Hoopers, giving Hoopers a 9-point lead here in the third quarter. Kevin Amayo, one of the fans' favorite, slams it down for the home team. Under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter, the scoreline is Rivers Hoopers 55, KWARA Falcons 46. As we are into under 5 minutes here in the third. It's been a wonderful game so far. You can see the young KWARA Falcons team showing youthfulness. Abdulsalama to Farouk. Oh, no, sorry, Otuno. I'm here to see Farouk, the captain in the game. I can see Otuno Emmanuel on the floor for KWARA Falcons. Precious, guarding Duro. Duro gets the ball to Malik. Malik to Buchi. Buchi has the ball, being guarded by Otuno. Buchi gets the ball to Malik. 4 seconds on the clock. Amayo shoots from deep. Missing. KWARA Falcons ball. So take us through the stats for this game so far.
Okay, before I run the numbers, Kato, one of the interesting things about Final 8, and I'm so excited about this Final 8. I think I've not been to Final 8 in a while, and this is the first time I'm coming in a very long time. One of the most interesting things about Final 8 now is that no team can be taken for granted. No team can be taken for granted. What you see is that teams got better as the game progresses, right? And as you can see right now on the floor, Royal Hoopers have one of their best 5 on the floor, playing against the KWARA Falcons that has not picked a game. They don't want to give anything to chance. They don't want to give anything to chance. You see what we saw what Royal Reeds almost did to City Chiefs today. We saw what happened against, a lot of games. There have been a lot of upsetting games, so to speak. So you can see, it gives you the best of basketball because there are no walkover here. So teams are giving you their best. You're seeing the best of basketball around. It's just a 6-point lead now, but for Royal Hoopers, and there's a lot of time on the clock. So what you see now is the best of basketball. You are short of the best of basketball, and that's what the fans have come to see.
Under 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Hoopers with a 5-point lead. You can see the young Falcons team battling the defending champions here in the final game of the Final 8. Olisameka gets the ball to Buchi. Buchi shots fake, goes back up. Buchi connects for 2. The lead is up to 7. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Gosway bringing the ball down for the Falcons. Drives, lost the ball, but got the ball back. And the young Gosway, so ambitious, trying to get the ball to the middle, lost the ball. Over to you, Habib.
Kato, I thought Pucci is left-handed. He just shot the ball with his right hand. I don't understand this anymore, but it's fine. I mean, Pucci is one of their go-to guys when it comes to Royal Hoopers offense. He's one guy they want to go to. He's very experienced. He knows the pick and roll game very well. And if you have this kind of combination on the floor where you have a shooter, you have a good guy.
And now, Isaiah connects for Rivers Hoopers. The fans are waiting for a shot from Isaiah as he connects for 3, giving Hoopers a 10-point lead. Habib, sorry to interrupt you.
Kato, are you aware that Isaiah has been dubbed the Royal Hoopers Curry? Now, so he is the one that the fans have come to see, and he's giving them a good value for their money, even though there was no game fee paid. This has been sponsored by the River State Sports Commission fully. All the fans in the gym are here. It's a free entry, and Isaiah is one man that Rivers Hoopers fans have come to see. And that guy, like I've heard on the street, is now the Rivers Hoopers Curry, so they call him on the street.
Isaiah Williams have been having a fantastic season so far for Rivers Hoopers. had 19 points. Isaiah will sit as Tilo steps in the game for Rivers Hoopers. Isaiah had this building burning yesterday when he connected for 5 3-point shots here in this building. See, the fans were, and Isaiah has this long range threes. He shot a 3 from the logo. Like his, and let's talk about Coach Ogo. Rivers Hoopers, they had Will Perry. They had Will Perry the season they finished third in the bar. And now Coach Ogo is now bringing another shooter. Will Perry was known for his free throw shooting. Like he averaged above 90% on the free throw line. That year they finished third. And now they have Isaiah. So what do you have to say about Ogo scouting, getting fine shooters on his Hoopers team?
Coach Ogo definitely scouts according to the plays that he has and what he wants to run. His plays revolve mostly around guards. That's why you find out that they have one of the best guards in the league for the past 3 years now. So their play revolves around guards a lot. They do a lot of movement, a lot of top of the key screen for the guy to call and pop out at the corner. They put 2 shooters in the corner on the floor, and they have their guys doing pick and roll from the court. And now what they have really mastered very well is the pick and roll game. And Buchi is one of those guys that have been able to execute it very well. Otilisemeka, he comes for the rebound, the offensive rebound, the scrap work and all that. But Buchi is one guy they want to go to when they do the pick and roll game. So what I would advise most teams to do is when they are doing pick and roll game, watch out for Buchi that is rolling and don't lose sight of the shooters in the corner. So these are some of the things that has been informing Coach Ogo's scouting. He runs a lot of plays around the guards. That's why you see they bring a lot of guards around. Most they bring is the threes. Except for now that we have a Malik who's more like a 3-4 guy, and I feel of other young guys that are very good. The Tilo, the Idoga. I mean, these are very good guys that are helping Ogo achieve whatever he wants to achieve via his plays.
40 seconds left here in the third quarter. The scoreline: Rivers Hoopers 62, KWARA Falcons 52. As Tilo heads to the free throw line. The young Falcons team battling the defending champions, the back-to-back champions, Rivers Hoopers, here in the city of Port Harcourt. And One Sport TV is bringing you all the action. Tilo connects on the free throw line. And the lead is up to 11. 40 seconds left here in the third. Tilo. Missing the second. Ike Izuna gets the ball. We have 35 seconds left. The referee calls foul. And let's talk about, as we're about to head into the fourth quarter, let's talk about Victor Sunday Tilo, the jersey number 6 for Rivers Hoopers. They started a game against Kano Pillars, and the first 5 for Augustine was looking down. They went about 5 minutes without a field goal, and Tilo came in to, change things for Rivers Hoopers. And they went on to win the game with Tilo scoring 19 points. So what do you have to say about the young player, Tilo?
I'm very excited about Tilo's improvement. The last time I saw him play up to this point, I'm so very excited and grateful for Royal Rivers Hoopers on what they have done with Tilo in terms of how he's improved. However, Tilo has been a template that any good coach can ride on and get a good result. Tilo is fearless, Tilo is skillful, Tilo can score. And to also think that Tilo can play both the point guard and also as the shooting guard, and he drives into the paint very well too.
2 seconds left on the clock here in the third. Habib, I'll get back to you shortly as Adeloye heads to the line. Rivers Hoopers with a 9-point lead. Adeloye seemed to complain about something, saying there's sweat on the ball. 2 seconds left here in the third. Hoopers holding on to a 9-point lead. It's been 7 days of basketball action here in the city of Port Harcourt. The top 8 teams in the country came down here in the city of Port Harcourt. 4 from the Savannah Conference and 4 from the Atlantic Conference merged to battle for the final 8. And the top 4 teams here in the final 8 will make it to the top 4 teams. As Tilo tries to shoot from mid-court but can't connect. And that will do it for the third quarter. The scoreline is Rivers Hoopers 63, KWARA Falcons 56. And back to Habib. Yeah, we were talking about the fine young man, Victor Sunday. Tilo, please give us more light on this young player.
Okay, so like you all know, I'm a coach of HARCOURT basketball in Abuja, a youth developmental basketball club that's helping kids find their way in basketball. You know, helping kids to dream and achieve their dreams in life. I once invited Tilo over from Lagos to come and play some, you know, quarterback. You know, we've known since we're in Lagos. I saw him grow, you know, and he's been like that. He's been very consistent in his growth. I just hope he doesn't stay, he doesn't rest on his house. He keeps working, he gets better. Because what I tell most of these kids is that they should look beyond the shores of Nigeria. You know, they should start thinking of how to play and be very ready. Everybody will have a chance at getting to his peak in Nigeria. That's how lovely our basketball is. They will give you a platform, a chance for you to rise. But what we are facing right now is the sharp decline of players, and it's very, very, it's becoming something of concern, because players now find it very hard to stay at the peak and maintain it. You see a player who just get there for like 6 months and all that, and you see that sharp decline. So I'm urging all players out there listening to me, you need to work every day. Just remember, like T-Mac will always say, this is your 9 to 5 job. You need to take it as such.
All right. We're heading into the 4th and final quarter of basketball action here in the city of Port Harcourt. And we're looking to see Rivers Hoopers and KWARA Falcons close the final 8. 10 more minutes to close the final 8. It's been 7 days of basketball action brought to you by One Sport TV. Shout out to our broadcast partners, Weber Hoops. Weber Engineering has been doing a fantastic job so far in Nigeria. As you can see, the floor, the rim are all Weber Engineering. I was thinking I would see a Weber ball on the floor, but that's a Wilson ball. That's how much Weber has been investing in Nigerian basketball. Now look at the kind of floor we have in courtesy of Weber basketball. Look at the standard rim we have, Weber basketball. So you can see we're doing a lot of great things here in Nigeria, and now our basketball is looking to, you know, get back. Olisemeka going up is fouled by Rokotom. So sorry, was that Sani? No. Olisemeka going up was fouled by Arokotom as we're into the 4th quarter. It's been 7 days of basketball action. 8 teams came down to the city of Port Harcourt. The top 8 teams in the country, 4 from the Savannah Conference, 4 from the Atlantic Conference, came down to battle for a top 4 finish. The top 4 teams will come back to the city of Port Harcourt to battle for who will become the 2025 league champions. Adeloye bringing the ball down for KWARA Falcons, being guarded by Tilo. Gets the ball to Chinedu Precious. Back to Adeloye. Arokotom steps up for the screen. Adeloye gets to the middle. Going up is blocked by Sani, but the referee will call foul. I think the foul was on Tilo. Adeloye will head to the free throw line. You can see KWARA Falcons staying within striking distance. Just down 7 points. And Adeloye on the line looking to reduce the margin. Adeloye scores the first. And now he's down to a 6-point game. Don't forget to follow One Sport on Facebook. Follow One Sport on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like what we're doing here in the city of Port Harcourt. Idoga on the floor for Rivers Hoopers. Mustafa Oyebanji on the floor. Sani Samuel, Peter Olisemeka, and Tilo. That's your 5 on the floor for Rivers Hoopers. Adeloye, Daniel Falade, Chinedu Precious, Ike Izuna, and Aroko Tom. Your 5 for the Falcons. Under 9 minutes to play here in the final 8. Under 9 minutes of basketball actions. It's been 7 days. 18 battling, seeking for a top 4 finish. And your top 4 has been decided by 7 days of basketball action. Lagos Legends, Rivers Hoopers, Boko City Chiefs, and of course, Customs. And back to you, Habib. Habib, with the action that you have seen so far, we know Rivers Hoopers will make the top 4. We know Lagos Legends, they were phenomenal all season. They will make the top 4. Boko City Chiefs, they are Boko City Chiefs. But what do you have to say about Nigerian Custom making the top 4? And I remember your prediction. You had Nile University making the top 4. So tell us about the Custom, led by the best shooter in the league, my favorite, Godwin David. Talk to me about Nigerian Customs.
Oh, Kato, I was hoping you are not going to remind me of my predictions before the final 8. Yes, I did pick Lagos Legend as number 1. I did, and I came out correct on that. I picked Royal Hoopers as number 2, and I was correct about that. Number 3, I chose City Chiefs, and I'm correct about that. But I chose Nile as 4th. But what happened in the last 2 days, what's been going on in the last 2 days has been very, very surprising. No one saw that coming. I saw Jagun and I told him, I said, oh, magician, you're such a magician. And that's the excitement we want to see in finals 8. That's the excitement we want to see in our final 8. And like I told you, this match particularly was supposed to be a walkover, on paper. They were supposed to have like the third 5, the reserve bench of Royal Hoopers playing this match and all that. But like I see, you have some of their top guys playing, with Olisemeka playing most minutes on the floor. You cannot hold anybody to chance. These young guys are not joking with anybody. They are not joking with anybody. They're going to come at you. I love my favorite team in the tournament has been Hoops and Reeds. I love those boys. I love the way they run. I love their energy, and I particularly love the plays that they run through their games. So this is what we want to see. We don't want a situation where we come and we start looking out for just 2 teams playing. So everybody is not sure of what's going to happen. And like I told you, teams that are smart, like Lagos Legend, like Royal Hoopers, they are not taking anything for granted. But because they've qualified, doesn't mean they're not going to play their best. Because everybody is looking towards the ultimate goal, which is the Final 4 and becoming the champion. So that's why we are having such an exciting basketball here. And I'm sure the Rivers Hoopers fans want to see Isaiah back on the floor so he can give them some show time. But you can see the coach is not buying it. He's not buying it because this is business time, bro.
I'm personally going to send somebody to Ogodaudu. Oga, you can't be starving the fans here in the building. They want to see Isaiah Williams on the floor. And I believe even the online fans want to see Isaiah Williams. Isaiah Williams have been connecting for 3. He's a magician. As Mustafa driving, missing. Sani going back up. Sani will score for Rivers Hoopers. And the lead. Under 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Rivers Hoopers 65. KWARA Falcons as Idoga fouls Babatunde Abdulsamad, who was trying to connect on a 3, and Babatunde Abdulsamad we head to the line for 3. Babatunde Abdulsamad is the leading scorer for KWARA Falcons in the final 8. He's been averaging 13.5 points. And Habib, let's talk about the leading scorer in the final 8. It will surprise you to know that Favor Aboje is the leading scorer here in the final 8, averaging 20.5 points. I did that myself. I've been tracking the scores down here in the final 8. So talk to me about Aboje Favor of the Nigerian Customs.
With due respect to KWARA Falcons team, if KWARA Falcons team right now have Aboje on that floor, they will be up by 2 points. I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but I've seen chances whereby Aboje would have put them ahead by 2 points. With due respect to everybody on the floor, that's how good Aboje is. Aboje is not only carrying Custom on his back. Aboje has strapped Custom on his back. The young kid has been very wonderful. He's been up and doing. Aboje does everything on the court. He runs fast break. He brings the ball down. He charges a big man. He can also create for his teammate. And one thing about Aboje, he plays very well when he plays alongside Godwin. You know, because Godwin is going to take our attention away from Aboje. Aboje is also going to take our attention away from Godwin. So your favorite player, Godwin, has also been benefiting of Aboje's brilliance. Good job to Aboje Favor. He's my guy. We talk a lot in Abuja, and also he's my friend too. You know, he's my boy. He's a good player. He's upcoming, and I'm wishing him all the best of luck.
Yeah, it will also surprise you to know that Babatunde Abdulsamad is also, for the KWARA Falcons, is also one of the leading scorers here in the final 8. And as Mustafa Oyebanje connects for 3, you can hear the crowd going wild. And Baba Jubril, the coach of the custom team, will call timeout as Hoopers go up by 12. Under 6 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. And now, Habib, talk about what do you think is the contribution of, you know, people like Manasseh Achi, Osei Kiatu, Olumide Oyedeji, you know, to the growth of basketball. These guys are investing in teams. You know, you can see what Manasseh is doing with Lagos Legend, Marktown Flyers. You can see what Osei Kiatu is doing with the Boko City Chiefs, what Olumide, you know. I had a chat with Olumide earlier on. Olumide was telling me he owns the Giddy Giants of Lagos. As of course, you know, he owns the Hoops and Reed team who are playing here in the final 8, and the Dolphins team who are the female league champions. So tell me about what these guys are doing, you know, and you know, if there's a way other people can get, you know, into the league to do the same thing these guys are doing. With the way the league is going and with what One Sport is doing, you know, the world can see everything that's going on here in the country of Nigeria.
These guys are employers of labor. I want to say a very big thank you to them. Shout out to Manasseh Achi, the CEO of Marktown Flyers. Shout out to Osei Kiatu, the CEO of Boko City Chiefs. Shout out to Olumide Oyedeji, the big dog. Olumide has been around for so long. Olumide was one of the guys that started taking people to college in the States. After running his camp, I attended Olumide Oyedeji's camp in 2004. And this guy has been around. He's been doing so much for basketball. And to some other guys, you know, we can't leave all these things to the government alone. You know, these guys came in and stepped up for him. And if you see the caliber of player playing on their team, you can tell that things, I don't have the details of the remuneration, right? I don't have the details of the payment, but you can tell that these guys are guys that can play in Europe and all that, but they chose to play here. So do the maths. What's going on? So that means these guys are doing a great job, you know, making people comfortable, you know, letting people play basketball, making them dream, you know, to realize their dream, playing basketball and being comfortable, and also being able to look after their families. You know, I say a very big shout out to them. Of course, I can tell you exactly what Manasseh is doing for Marktown Fly because I'm close to them. But of course, we'll leave that for another day. These guys are doing a great job, and we'll say thank you very much.
Okay, over to my crew on Inside the Final 8. Philip, Teresa, T-Mac. I know you guys all got the prediction wrong, and I'm going to say it on air. None of you guys saw the Nigerian Custom making it to top 4. I know you guys will want to think about it when you guys want to predict who is going to win the league this year. Back to the game, 5 minutes left. Rivers Hoopers up by 12 here in the fourth quarter. Five more minutes of basketball action here in the final 8. Rivers Hoopers, the back-to-back champions, being coached by one of the best in Africa, the best in Nigeria, Coach Ogo Daudu. Let's talk about the KWARA Falcons coach. He used to be one of the fine shooters in his days when he used to play in the league here in Nigeria. Coach KWARA Falcons, they became league champions in 2022. Took KWARA Falcons to the Basketball Africa League. You know, he lost a lot of his players and went back to develop new players. You can see young players on the floor, like one of the leading scorers here in the final 8, Babatunde Abdul Samad. You can see God's Will Akunubi. You can see Farouk Audu Adeloye. So he's back to seeing how he can bring good young players, turning good young players to start as Otuno drives for KWARA Falcons, draws the foul. Otuno will head to the free throw line. And let's talk about the coaching in Nigeria. The coaches, I know you are a coach for the HARCOURT team, but look at the coaching crew. Look at the coaches we have in Nigeria. We have Ogo Daudu. We have Coach Abdurrahman Mohammed, who is the head coach of the D Tigers. We have Coach Baba Jubril. You know, in the final 8 here, we even have, you know, upcoming coaches like Michael Ekima, who you guys are coaching together on the Legends team. We have Coach Abubakar Usman Ndabu. You know, what went through, you know, how we got to this level of having this crop of coaches who are looking to turn the Nigerian basketball league around.
I mentioned in one of our sessions that we had that I think the coaching space is looking pretty good. One good thing that has happened to us is that we opened Nigerian basketball to the world and Africa in terms of exploring what the world is doing in terms of basketball. And of recent, oh, that was a missed dunk. He almost caught the body right there. Now responds with another dunk on the other side by Amayo. Okay, as I was saying, in terms of coaching, you know, I said it that the coaching space is looking good. We're going to get better. We can get better because what we have now is that if you want to be a coach in Nigeria, what you ask yourself first is that you have to coach better than Ogo. You have to coach better than Abdurrahman. You have to coach better than Baba Jubril. Now, if I look at these 3 guys that I mentioned, these guys have been to BAO. They are coaching national team. They have also coached some teams abroad, you know, outside the shores of Nigeria. That means you're competing against one of the best in Africa. And for you to be competing against one of the best in Africa, you have to also up your game to become one of the best. So that way, it's getting good. Just imagine the best coach in Nigeria is one coach that has never stepped outside Nigeria before, forming some local champion for us. That's the person we're going to be looking up there, and that's where we're going to be as a nation. So it's a good thing that we have all these guys doing well outside. That means you have to level up to them for you to get better, and by leveling up to them, that means you're also meeting international standards bit by bit. A lot of guys are doing so much in coaching. You know, we're going into research, we're going into, you know, watching videos. You know, we've gone, you know, technology has really brought things closer to us these days. And for guys that are very smart, that wants to have something to do with coaching, they should explore all those options.
Okay, before I get back to the game, but it's 3 minutes left in the game here in the fourth quarter. Rivers Supers up to a 13-point lead. Habib, Talk to me. I had Hassan French, who is playing for the Boko City Chiefs. Hassan French sat down here with me, during their game against when Boko City Chiefs was playing hoops and rig. And I was asking him, and Hassan French has played all over the world. He has played all over the world. So when he sat with me, I was asking him, the level at which he sees Nigerian basketball. And let me tell you what he said. He said that it's a tough league here in Nigeria. As Amayo dunks for Rivers Hoopers and the crowd goes wild. So when I was talking to Hassan French, he said, we have a top league here in Nigeria. You see, we have players who can shoot the ball, who can run. So talk to me about the level of, the players playing in the league, and how they can match up with, players around Africa and the world.
What if I tell you Hassan French is one of my favorite players in this league? That is after my boy, Andrew Aribo. That's a promising young man right there. Andrew can shoot the ball. I just need him to know that he's a shooter. He's gonna get better. He's gonna do great things if he stay consistent. Coming to Hassan French. Hassan French is that guy that has brought some kind of quality to Boko City Chiefs.
So Hassan French had 12 assists yesterday. So don't forget to talk about that when you're talking about Hassan French.
Kato, Hassan French understands basketball. He understands basketball. He can rebound. He can bring down the ball. He can back his man in. He can also do some flashy crossovers from the top of the key and drive all the way to the basketball. He has helped Boko Chiefs in terms of helping spread the floor. So you can see that Boko Chiefs, when he's on the floor, they play more of like 5 out. 5 out because he can dribble the ball. He can do all sorts of things with the ball. He's a good player. It's a very quality addition to Boko City Chiefs. And talking about our quality of basketball, hey, Kato, I love Nigerian basketball. We can play. I love Nigerian basketball, Kato. I'm telling you this, I love Nigerian basketball. We can play. But I'm sure we're going to get it together and get everything working for us very soon. Everybody is interested in basketball. The world is watching. Everybody's eyes are on Nigerian basketball. We're going to get it together. We're going to get better. These boys can play, Kato. These boys can play.
Okay, back to the game. 1 minute, 23 seconds left on the clock. The pressure is going on missing. And favor in the game for Rivers Hoopers. Tilo bringing the ball down for the Hoopers. Gets the ball to Malik. Malik going up is fouled by Ike Izuna. I will be calling the last 1 minute of the final 8 here in the city of Port Harcourt as Hoopers are up by 13 to the young KWARA Falcons team. The young KWARA Falcons team is led by Coach Baba Jubril. Malik on the line. Connects on the first. Connects on the second. What a Final Four is going to be here in the city of Port Harcourt, having the top best 4 teams in the country coming back to battle here in the city of Port Harcourt. The referee calls foul. Babatunde Abdusamad, one of the leading scorers here in the final 8 for KWARA Falcons. Babatunde, step back, shoot. Connects on the 3. Babatunde Abdusamad, one of the leading scorers here in the final 8, a promising young man. Playing against players like Kelvin Amayo, who have played in the BAL, knocking down step back threes, and he's guarding Amayo, got the steal. Oh, lost the ball, and Tilo gets the foul with 30 seconds left here in the fourth. Hoopers up by 12 with 30 seconds left to close the final 8 here in the city of Port Harcourt. It's been 7 days of basketball action. With 30 seconds left until on the line, let me walk you through. The top 8 teams in the country came down to the city of Port Harcourt to battle for top 4. And when Final 4 returns, here are your top 4. Legends, Hoopers, Chiefs, and Custom. That's your top 4. Tilo connects on the second. Baba Jubri, the coach of KWARA Falcons, will call timeout. Congrats to all the 8 teams who came down to the city of Port Harcourt. To all the people who have been watching online, thank you for your patience. As One Sport TV, we look to get better. We can see your complaints. Scoreboard. We can see your complaints. The sound. One Sport TV can only get better. And right now, One Sport TV looking to turn things around here in the basketball community. And here's a proof of that. The final 8. "30 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Adeloye bringing the ball down for KWARA Falcons, being guarded by Tilo. 24 seconds. Gets the ball to Chinedu Precious, to Godswill Akonebi, to Tom Aroko Tom. Akonebi driving, kicking out to Precious. Precious shoot, missing. Rebound, Sonny Samuel. And Hoopers will look to run the clock down. And with that, that brings us to the end of final 8 here in the city of Port Harcourt, with Rivers Hoopers winning KWARA Falcons by 14 points. The scoreline: Rivers Hoopers 83, KWARA Falcons 69. The top 4 teams will come back to battle here in the city of Port Harcourt. And all actions will be brought to you by One Sport TV. Our fans, thanks for hanging here with us. Understanding, sound, scoreline, we can only get better. As we go back home, we will look to get better. In the final 4, it's going to be Legends, Hoopers, Boko City Chiefs, and the Nigerian Customs. That's your top 4. Habib, say something to the fans and give us a breakdown so far how it has been here in the final 8.
It's been both surprising and humbling. In Port Harcourt 2025 final 8, I guess most expectation that Rivers Hoopers will come out top. It turned out to be Lagos Legend coming out top of the group. Lagos Legend came with youthfulness and some experience. They also have size in the paint, which they used in finding their way to the top of the table. Closely behind them is Rivers Hoopers. Rivers Hoopers, whom has been their favorite for about 3 years now. They came out short against Lagos Legends, the new entrant into the league. And what we can see is that if you don't do your homework very well, you're going to be shocked. That was what happened against Lagos Legend and Rivers Hoopers. And of course, you have Boko Chiefs and with the greatest surprise of the tournament, which is Customs Basketball. See you at Final 4, where we have more exciting game of basketball to see. Thank you. My name is Habib Afodo, signing out.
From all of us here At One Sport TV, we say thank you. Thank you to Weber Hoops for our official broadcast sponsor. Thank you to Rivers Hoopers. And thank you to the Nigerian Basketball Federation. All of us at One Sport TV says thank you. And we'll be back here again for the Final Four.